Hey y'all, welcome back. Welcome back to Jackie's World. How y'all doing today? Happy Saturday. Hey y'all, what's going on? You see me in my getup today. Look, it don't have nothing to do with nothing for real. I just didn't feel like putting a wig on, so I said, you know what, I'm gonna put on my hat today. This is one of my many hats I bought y'all. Trying to just be natural for a little bit before I do my fake hair again, you know what I'm saying? So I bought this hat from Marshall's a couple weeks ago because I thought it was cute. You know, then I thought, what if I go to the rodeo? But it's not all that comfortable either. Like, yo, I got a big head and this thing is not all that comfortable. But I said I'm gonna wear it today because guess what? I spent $20 on the sucker. And I might have to go to the rodeo just to wear it just to be cute. And if I gotta take it off and let it lay in the back, you know what I'm saying? Have my hair laid down or whatever, go with it. I know it don't have nothing to do with the video, but that's okay. So just go with the giddy up. If you coming on in, you already know what to expect. You already know Jackie gonna run her mouth. So if you one of my subscribers, you already know. All right, so I'm crockpotting today. Y'all, I was feeling a certain type of way. I wasn't gonna get on today, but I was like, let me just try to get on for a little bit. So I was a little sad. I'm gonna start off with that from the floods that's going on in Texas. You know, the people that lost their lives, the missing children and the people and everything. Y'all be praying for them, please. I've been praying and I'm still praying, okay? It's a lot of things going on. And so, you know, sometimes I am not myself. I'm feeling a little sad about that for real. And okay, so I'm gonna move on, but I started watching this movie this morning, y'all. I'm gonna tell you about this movie. Okay, so I'm just doing a vegetable soup today. That's all. I got some chicken that I had cooked yesterday in the fridge I never ate. And I'm probably going to eat my chicken with it. But I'm trying to be healthy today. So this is just frozen mixed vegetables. Frozen mixed vegetables. So bear with me today if I'm not myself. If I'm not my silly self. Y'all, and I got my crock pot liner today because I didn't feel like washing up nothing. So I got the crock pot liner for my slow cooker. Slow cooker liner, same thing, okay? Because I said I ain't washing this thing when I get done. All right, so then I said, you know what, I'm going to try today with some garbanzo beans. It was a lady that I was watching that was talking about garbanzo beans. Y'all know I'm not big on garbanzo beans, but she was making some recipes with them one day. And I said, oh my God, I'm going to try some of her recipes. I got to look back at the lady to tell you who she is because I don't know who she was. But she seemed like she was very good at what she do, like healthy as far as being healthy. Your girl got to start being a little bit more healthy. Y'all know I'm a junk food junkie. You know this. But I'm going to try to be a little bit more healthier from now on. I got some regular potatoes, sliced potatoes, okay? And y'all, I didn't even cut up the sad thing is, I didn't even cut up no onions or nothing. Look, I'm sitting up here trying to go and talk and do everything at the same time. Okay, this is tomatoes, all right? I don't think I want to put all the tomatoes in there. I think I'm just going to use the half of a can. All right, so the movie that I was watching this morning was The Soloist. Anybody ever seen that movie from 2009? All right, just want to show y'all what it's looking like before I stir it up and put the seasoning on it. Before I stir it up. So, I don't know what made me watch this movie, The Soloist, okay? But I felt like a little sad watching this movie. Okay, it's Robert Downey Jr. as the reporter, and it's Jamie Foxx as the man with the mental illness. But he's really a genius for real, like a virtuoso. He loves to play classical instruments ever since he was a child, right? Okay, I say onion powder, right? So anyway, it starts off where it shows him as a young boy, and you can see like he really is a genius. Okay, garlic and herb seasoning. And he is pretty much like living, you know, poor. His mother owned a hair salon, I think, but they live in the house where she do the hair. He live in the basement and everything. So he starts playing instruments when he's young. Winds up going to taco seasoning. Y'all always use that. The school of Juilliard. Okay. And you know, if anybody know, that's a amazing school for, I guess, what is it, classical music and everything. You play, you know, string instrument. Okay. Now I'm trying to talk and do the mixture all at the same time. I know, right? Just go with me. Bad with me, don't. Bad with me, don't. So anyway, he goes and performs, gets into the school, but starts having issues while he's at the school, okay? And like has some kind of nervous breakdown or whatever. In his 20s, I believe he was. But let me go back a little bit because this movie was like back and forth, and that's the only thing I didn't like about it. Okay, chicken broth. It was back and forth because it was doing like when he was young and then when he was an adult and when he's on the streets and all this kind of stuff. Well, anyway, when he was young, I guess there was a lot of violence in the neighborhood where he lived because he would play the music. He would play the cello. He played the violin. He's a virtuoso. He plays so many different instruments. Anyway, he saw this car on fire going past when he looked out the window. And he was so disturbed by it that he just went back in his room and started playing again, y'all. Okay. Now I'm going to put this in for like 3 hours. Okay. That's all I'm going to do to it. That's it on that. I'm going to put it on high. Let me plug it up, y'all. Let me plug it up. Okay, wait a minute. Sorry my back is turned to you. Because I thought I had it on, but didn't. Okay. And I'm getting ready to finish up the story in a second. Like my daughter said, she learned in school. Mommy, there's no such thing as multitasking. You just going in between two tasks. Okay, so look. Anyway, he loses it and becomes where he can't do the school anymore. I think after seeing all that stuff when he was a kid, he was trying to get out. Like his mother was telling him he was such a genius with the music that he would be able to get out of the ghetto and have a better life. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, once he became confused and everything, he wound up moving with his sister. Like the movie bounces back kind of strange. Well, anyway, it didn't work with his sister. He had an episode with his sister. So he left his sister's house and he was just basically on the street, living on the street, homeless. Okay, and this movie takes place in Los Angeles, and the writer he writes for the Los Angeles Times. Okay, so and it's based on a true story. I don't know if I said it in the beginning. It's based on a true story, but anyway, the guy Nathaniel, the virtuoso, he's homeless for real, living on the street, and Robert Downey Jr. winds up only running into him by an accident that he had. Okay, he had this fall. He was riding his bike one morning, I think before he went to work. I don't know if he was on his way to work. Had a fall, actually fell and hit his head. And so he had to go to the hospital. And some kind of way he got downtown and was walking around downtown, I guess when he was off work for a little bit trying to I don't know if he was just trying to recoup or what happened. So anyway, he heard Nathaniel. This is the guy's real name. And this is his name in the movie. Nathaniel, I think it's Ayers. If you look it up and research the Soloist movie, you'll see everything about him. So anyway, he hears him playing, I believe it was the cello in the, no, he had a violin. He had a violin and he was playing like down, underneath the highway, like in a tunnel area, right? Like down in a tunnel, kind of. Y'all, they shooting fireworks still. So anyway, he's playing, and he's playing a violin with only 2 strings. Okay, and everybody know, I think, what is the violin got 4 strings? Is it 4 or 5? Y'all, I used to play the double bass, but that was years ago. Okay, I'm not a virtuoso. But anyways, the story goes on where Robert Downey Jr. is so intrigued by this homeless man playing a violin, and he plays so beautifully that he goes in depth to try to find out more about this man. And Nathaniel talks about, like, he can talk, but he rambles off. He has a mental illness. Something's not right there. But he makes sense as well. So he told him what his name was. He told him when he used to play at the school of Juilliard. And he researches it. Okay, Robert Downey Jr. researches it and comes to find out he was there. He just never graduated to school because he couldn't, his episode, he didn't graduate. But anyway, he follows along with this man, starts writing a story about his life. The story gets published, makes national headlines, and all this is based on a true story. So then they do a book, then they do a movie. So the movie is the last thing that they did, right? Well, they became friends. They still friends to this day. So so he had the guy where he got him into like a placement, like kind of like a program for people that's struggling with mental illness, drug abuse, and all that kind of stuff. And he finally like gets him into an apartment, but he really don't want to stay in an apartment. Like he's having so many ups and downs. But at the end of the movie, he was able to go to a concert, okay, and sit and watch them play. And his sister came and everything. And he was just mesmerized by the music. Like the music, the classical music took him to a whole nother place. I don't even know why I'm into saying all this about this movie. But the movie like had me in tears because there's so many people that struggle with mental illness that it's hard to get help, or people don't care to help them. And some of them are geniuses. This man is really a genius. He might have lost his way mentally and never got the help that he needed or whatever, but like he still was in tune with the music. His mother said in the movie that when he played, it was like God, like she heard the voice of God, something like that. But the movie was so sad at times because it was showing how he would hear all these voices and then he would get so confused and like run away and do different things. And it just weighed on my heart this morning thinking about how life is, where people are so having so many issues with just their mental health, their physical health, the life around them, what they thought that they were going to be, what they thought life was going to be, struggling with the catastrophic things that's going on in the world today. Life can be so heavy. So I just want to say, like, anybody that's struggling like that might really need mental health, please get that person some help if you can, or somebody that you know, right? Because the man, he's still alive as far as I know, and he has a better life than what he had. He's not on the street anymore. But it's like, just imagine somebody's having that much problem and so many people. And they were saying like it's 90,000 homeless people on Skid Row. It might be more than that now, who knows? But there's so many homeless people that you don't even realize that are homeless. It, like, without all this people putting their business on social media about they living in their car, they living in this van, they doing this and doing that. Without all of that, and they making money off of it, and I'm not trying to say it to be smart, it's so many people that's not making any money off of it, that's really truly homeless, that's really truly having so many issues. Not saying that people are not, but it's just so much happening. And I think I took up too much time with this story. So if you want to just watch the short on this video, I'm fine with that. But I just want to say, make sure you always be mindful and praying for others and try to do your best. Even if you can't lend a helping hand, you can always lend your prayers. Prayers are always needed for everybody, okay? And I hope this video don't hit you the wrong way. Hope you get something out of it. And I'm going to come back and show you my vegetable soup at the end and tell you what it really tastes like, okay? Because you already knew I'm going to tell you. All right, y'all. Stay tuned for the taste testing. Ooh, don't that vegetable soup look good, y'all? All right, y'all. It's time to close this video on out. I done did enough talking and everything else. Okay, so I'll bring it up here to you so you can see. All right. And we getting ready to taste test it. You want to try some first? It's all right, y'all. It's not bad soup. I think I'm missing something, though. I should have had some green peppers and onions in it. Yeah. But that's what you get when you're being lazy. You know what I'm saying? It beat a blank. It beat a blank. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You can even have it on a hot day. It don't matter. Because I've been in and I I don't even know how hot it is out there. How hot is it? All right, y'all. I thank y'all for coming. I thank you for liking. I thank you for subscribing. I'm welcoming the newbies again. Come on in and join the fun. And it might be a little crazy today. It's not the normal video, but on the lighter side, things do get better. And I feel like at the end of that movie, what I got to say about the end of the movie, hey, we go back to the movie again, I know, right? But at the end of the movie, even though his life wasn't the best it could have been, it wasn't the worst where it was, okay? So look at your life and the things around you like that. It might not be the best that you want it to be, but it always could be worse than what it was. And right now, there's some people going through some of the worst times of their life. So I pray today for strength, peace, wisdom, protection, and peace over everybody that's having a hard time, physically, emotionally, mentally. And I pray that it gets better each and every day. And I thank y'all for coming on in and joining me in Jackie's World. And I see y'all next time. Next time around the bend. See you next time on Jackie's World. Keep looking up.